You hear me? Okay, very good. I'm sorry, we'll call this meeting of Community and Emergency Services Committee to order. Bow with me, please. Our most high and merciful Lord, we thank you for the many blessings you bestow upon us. We thank you for the rain which nourishes our crops. We ask you to come and bless these proceedings. Bless us today, and we ask of you not the things which elevate us alone, but those things which will magnify and enlarge your name. We give thanks to all of our public service people and emergency services people, first responders. Dwell with us as we consider the matters before our community. Amen. Pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which God, justice for all. We have quorum today. Mr. Duncan is not here, so it's just you and I, Mr. Richardson. We have the minutes of the previous meeting. What's your pleasure, sir? So moved. Okay, Mr. Johnson's agenda set, sir?
I believe it's ready, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Any presentations? Any recognitions this morning? Okay. We'll go right into debate. Mr. Kennedy, looks like you're up, sir.
Mr. Blanchard will brief the first item.
Okay. How much is this going to cost, Mr. Blanchard?
Not much. I'm giving you guys a break today.
Okay.
And I guess Ms. Malier can take it out on me next time. The only item I have for your consideration today is an agreement with BOSS for IT service desk and asset management software. BOSS stands for Business Oriented Software Solutions. It's a company based in Georgia, and they create IT-specific software that we use or we want to use for our service desk, incident management. It does inventory and asset management, a whole slew of different things that you've heard me talk about in various times when I've come up before you. Throw out a lot of buzzwords. Well, this is the software that helps us track those more efficiently. IT has been using a product known as Facility Dude for several years to perform these functions. The Dude, as they call it, has not really met expectations and, in fact, has really degraded service. They're not very responsive. It's very cumbersome. I have Sean McCardle here today. He can say some of the shortcomings in the department if you like. But in general, BOSS is a much better software platform that will serve a lot of benefits for the IT department and by extension the whole. The agreement with BOSS is a year-to-year subscription. The first year cost is $21,424. And the expected renewal cost will be just under $19,000 per year. Probably going to ask what the cost is of our current software. We're paying about $13,000 a year for the awful software that won't do what we want. So this is it's a $6,000 increase. The difference here, or rather the overall net to the county, though, is positive because facilities management also uses Dude software. They're transitioning to our CityWorks platform, which is administered by the GIS department. You've heard me talk about that before. So that will be, their cost is $16,000 a year for Facility Dude. They'll be going to essentially it's an already paid for platform, so no cost. So that's $16,000 that we won't be paying for them. $13,000 we won't be paying for us. Additional 19 added on. Net to the county is $10,000. It's out of different budgets, but it's still definitely an improvement for what we offer to our employees.
Say that this would go.
We want to implement it before the end of this fiscal year. That's one of the reasons, or the primary reason I'm before this committee instead of waiting till MIS, is because we have an opportunity to get it installed now out of the budget funds from this year. Not yet. Once this is approved and we get BOSS implemented, we will that facility to. And besides that, when we won't pay for the maintenance for that software for this company.
Move to consent.
Yes, so moved. Thank you, sir. Community Services, Mr. Luton.
Thank you. First item for consideration this morning is an agreement with Savannah Rapids Kayak for bicycle rentals at Savannah Rapids. They also do the kayak rentals, which is a separate contract. When that one runs out, we will combine these two, so we don't have two separate ones. But staff recommends approval for bicycle rentals at Savannah Rapids agreement.
Are we doing some of the others where we get?
That is the kayak contract is a percentage. The bicycles there's not as much activity, so we thought a flat fee for the bicycles works a little better.
All right, so moved. Sure.
The next renewal we have is an agreement with Simke Tennis Academy. This is our contractor we use for tennis instructions at Patriots Park in Riverside. It's an agreement we've had in place for several years now. The Simke operates our in-house tennis programs in the fall and in the spring. And we retain 100% of that revenue. In exchange for that, we allow them to be the on-site contractor for tennis lessons and instructions year-round, yes. This has been very successful for us, and we recommend approval of this renewal.
So moved.
We currently do not have any contract and instruction at Lakeside. We left that open for open play, and that seems to be working really well. It's highly used, and so it's always a balancing act, how much scheduled programming versus leaving courts open for open play. So as of now, we haven't elected to contract with anybody.
We just get up so bad every time tennis league around, whatever
Right.
starts.
So even when we have league play and stuff, we always try to leave a portion of the courts open for open play. Next item for consideration is an agreement with Clark Hill Committee for bass tournaments at Wildwood Park. We've done this for several years. I'd like to support these tournaments in the amount of $5,000. You can see the list before you here. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
This is the contract renewal with the Bulls Soccer Club. We revised this recently, and it was approved in October, so this will renew it and put that contract on the fiscal year. Approximately 400 Bulls players are residents of Columbia County and use Columbia County fields. And per this agreement, it is $40 per club member per season. Once in the fall and then once in the spring. Any additional use of the fields for camps or clinics is charged at an hourly rate or otherwise negotiated. So the base fee is only for normal fall and spring seasons. This is a good partnership for us. Staff recommends approval of this renewal.
On the fees. Advisory board? or-
No, that goes to the general fund. General fund, yes.
No other schedule REP or activities allowed Blanchard Woods. What is that?
I can take that. So basically, it means that they can't have their own events. They can't claim ownership of the park.
Yes.
And then put on some kind of event. I think we have another one coming up where they actually want to put on an event, but they have to contract with us separately to do that. This doesn't give them exclusive right for the use of those fields to put on an event and make money on our fields under this agreement. Was that the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Every activity that they do has to be approved through our office, so that it's not subcontracting out, basically.
And we actually ran into a problem with that. We ran into a problem where they had some side deal with another group, and then they were gonna bring them in, they were gonna sublease our fields and charge them for the use of our fields. We weren't notified of that. We put a stop to that, so, that's why that's in this agreement.
Fields are not closed due to maintenance.
What do you mean? Say that again?
Fields are not closed due to maintenance, weather, or other reasons.
I gotta see where that is in the,
Under 4A.
let's see. So we're responsible for giving them the fields as long as there's not a conflict, there's no other events that are ours, or if we close them for maintenance reasons. So they can't come back to us and say, well, you promised us the use of the championship field. And we say, no, we got it closed for maintenance. And they say, well, and we've had this situation before, well, get your lawnmowers off the field because we need to use it. Well, we have the ability to close that field for maintenance if we need to do maintenance on the field.
Those were just a couple of questions I had. I mean, I think we've got a good partnership. Don't own the field.
It's a better partnership now. Luton and his group have done a good job of getting some things nailed down. It is a good partnership. It's a big club. There's a lot of Columbia County kids involved, but it's a better partnership now.
And we do have what Scott was referring to is the tournament agreement for the Columbia County Cup. We will be bringing that next month. We're working through some final details on that, some tweaks we want to make, but so you'll see that before you next month.
And that particular item that you read first, that also refers to whether or not we have something else scheduled there. So that would their use.
Right.
That actually refers.
That was
We still give,
happening.
But that's deconflicted at the beginning of the season. So I mean,
we give priority to our in-house leagues, which continue to grow, and the Bulls continue to grow. So it's becoming more and more of a challenge to accommodate both our needs and their needs. But that's how we prioritize field use still, is our in-house program.
Fortunately, we have a SPLOS.
For fields,
Well, fortunately, we have a SPLOS coming up, so we're looking to add fields. We have to have them. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
The next item for consideration is renewal of the contract with the sheriff's office for the purchase of meals. This is for our senior meal delivery program, as well as meals in the senior center. $2.75. The price remains unchanged. Staff recommends approval.
So moved. Thank you, sir.
or not going up.
That's it. I thought I noticed it was actually down from our last line on this, but perhaps that's not correct.
Could be the same per meal
Okay,
rate.
could be the same.
it is.
Certainly hasn't gone up. All right, sir.
And the final item is contract renewal with Silver Palm Catering. They are the exclusive caterer of the exhibition center. They pay the county rate of 10.25% of their revenue. This has been a good partnership for us. Staff recommends approval.
So moved. John, let me note, we all went to, not all of us, We were at Thunder over Evans, and I was in complete awe. I've seen, Mr. Kennedy and I have actually seen some live fire shows, okay? But that was awesome and so well done by everybody, and anybody who says that it wasn't is just have open eyes. So thank you very much for the effort.
Thank you.
Okay, Fire and Emergency Services?
Good morning. My item today is a in-house repair authorization agreement for our SCBA that we purchased from 3M Scott. We do all maintenance on our air packs and our compressors, and the previous technician has retired, so we have a new one, and he's been through all the certification. This agreement just ensures that we have the proper tools and only allow him to work on equipment, and that we will not do it for anybody else. The staff recommends authorizing the chairman to execute the authorization.
So moved. Any additional items? Any staff reports? I'm sorry, Mr. Driver. Any legal matters? Okay, very good. We have staff reports.
Yes, sir. For your information, I have our run reports in the year-to-date budget, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
We have nothing. We have any commissioner or public comments? We're getting nothing in executive session. We'll adjourn this at 8:46. Thank you.